Dr.Hc Adolf Benza, multi-emirate Fulbright, University of Bologna, Columbia College of Physicians Surgeons, Columbia University, Cooper Union, Thomas Masaryk Academy, Dr.Hc, John Hopkins, Dr.Hc, Philosophy, Anatomy, Oxford Club, American Academy, Rome, American Academy Berlin, Swiss Academy Rome, and German Academy Rome. The transference of Otto von Habsburg Award, Thomas Masaryk Award, doctorate, and Academy Adolf Benza, modern floating galleries, Vizovaba. Thoughts, unfinished thoughts made visible. This is a preposition based on optological concilium and military concilium of basically Western Front, from Alexander basically to modern American presidency, Obama. Position, of course, is Greek history, and what presupposed Greek history, which is basically Egyptian, Chinese, Persian, and pre-Greek history, Sparta, Troy, modern police state, modern monarchy, contending states, and Macedonian victory through Philip of II, the Odeon, and the theocracy of modern monarchy. Then move to Roman modern world and theogony of Hesiod, Homer's Iliad, Ulysses, and modern Ovid and Herodotus as universal history. Adolf Benza is a painter of modern time and paints the modern created preposition, which is explicated in modern art through anachronist Eastern Bloc de facto contra concept and quantum quality, and quantum control, American concept control, quantum control, ad reductio absurdum, modern formalismus in phenomenology of science. Hegelian position was that Hume, of course, and Kant, was that the dialectic turns to history, which is, of course, true. Marathon man and transformation of marathon battle and Thermopylae and Philippi battles are classic battles, basically between Athenianismus and exodus from prehistory, ancient history, medieval history, Constantine now to modern, which is science, quantum. Heisenberg, the physicist, with Einstein, Oppenheimer, and Fermi, and the classic German bloc, Kaiser Wilhelm formations. There was no Germany before Anglo-Saxony again, and it was a modern state, just like Russia today seems to persist in the limbo of a neo-post-communist bloc. Adolf Benza, that's what transforms ancient medieval modern history through the omen of the Sibyllian complex. Sibyl is the transformation of the fortune teller futurist. Cumaean Sibyl is the Adelphia Delos modern transformation of fortune teller, sort of like Nostromo or Nostradamus, or anyone, even more extended philosophical and theoretical acuteness. Modern Oxford Club in Florence was where all my friends from British, Russian, German, and American Secret Service in Oxford Club talked about issues of modern revolution. In Florence, my family is Benci and comes from Florence, and my transformation was Arabic, modern contention in modern world was today, after Donald Rumsfeld and George Bush, and the Union address by Colin Powell, was the modern entropy of ISIS, Abu, and of course Bin Laden. And then the point was that Edward Kukan was exercising neo-communists in their revolution using tactics of kabuki, and bunraku theater, Japanese Eastern Bloc. These things repeat constantly. The position is that the preposition is controlled. It is not created. So Adolf Benza's sensibility as a protogeneous, modern DNA, RNA, not logarithmus, but absolute anatomy. Like University of Bologna, my study was that entropy and Heisenbergismus is a key to understanding modern physics and creative, non-prepositional dioptria. Judea and the Ship of Fools and the Empire Transformation and Democracy, like Democritus and all the Greek generals, philosophers, that is Semitically created in the process, in the argument of Plato's dialogue, never result because it doesn't allow the true creation of transformations of Philip's and Alexander's history. It's in vortex of paradoxy, and winners have created chaos out of real history, and the modern world sees even can't see through the Greek any of it. Clearly, it's obscured by sensibility, chaotis. In other words, what seems to be a rationally enlightened position is actually the controlling of quantum control and anachronist differentiation, and they're twisted in their maintaining status quo, maintenance and transformation of control over this 21st century. Painter creates the concept of optological universum so that Western military concilium is seen. It's the visible thoughts unfinished become visible, and preposition leads to Renaissance and anti-war neutrality through the use of Galleria Neue as an exercise and expose of world wars. Benza's format is dramatic because democracy is always in tragic context and tragicomic, like Aristophanes, Sophocles, and Socrates, all of them, even Plato, and 77 unfinished republics. All of it leads to a position of being questions by the theory that the man who is in anatomy is constantly asking forever these questions of interreactory anatomy in sociology, evolution, development. Benza sees it as a collective question, and the collective question has adhesion and synthesis in all its ramparts. So like the Greeks believed that modern man becomes the rule of universality, not God or science. This is taken to the full fathomed five position of modern world. Modern democracy is really polycracy of a few. So there never really existed democracy or republicanism leads to totalitarian quadrilateral fascismus. Socialism, communism, and all forms were all manifestations to dumbfound this position of evolution of modern fascism. Adolf Benza is a genius because he eliminates the preposition of theogony, God. He eliminates the preposition of science as hierarchy of autoritas. So he leaves the pure question of sociological historical development, not to nomenclature of ideology, of technology, theocracy, and the wars of the Western Bloc as being secret. Benza makes a pro bono publicum a transference of modern world, not a secret, but as a cause of the Renaissance, the great enlightenment and evolution of man. This man, Adolf Benza, is a prodigy because he leads the most universal question, not the athletic sports activity of a marathon, but the war and destructive aspects. The Leonidas and Sparta is an example of modern fascist local causality, but this now is done with mercenaries and modern philosophical economics and philosophical scientific discriminating of genocides. Modern world's nomenclatura-like definition is the definition of fascism. The definition of Semitism is the semantics in the dialectics, and the transformation of imperialism into totalitarianism is that Hannah Arendt didn't explain how the three, imperialism, totalitarian, and anti-Semitism, moves into what's called a nomenclatura, the definition of Voltaire's dictionary, and then into real living stasis Hellenismus. Adolf Benza makes this very clear. It's the position of three Chinas, Little China, Middle China, and Large China, as Asia in modern Indo-China policy of opium, Drakkar